Hello everyone, hello, hope you're doing okay. Chocolo here for Mystery Review Part 14. Yes, done plenty of mystery reviews in the past, as you don't know what they are, essentially where I sort of review a random assortment of stuff from the stash, basically. I might do some relatively recent stuff this time, actually. I was looking through it and we had a bit of random stuff from Stash Watch this week, so yeah. So, yes, good to see you, QP, good to see you, Mina, and good to see you, Scotty, as well. Yes. Oh, good to see one. Does it start at 4? Yes, it does. Yes, well, hopefully, anyway. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock. Yeah, it does. Yes. That's the plan. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you had a good day. Yeah, so, yeah, basically, loads of random stuff in the stash. There's been loads of stuff in the past. I did go up through and have a look at the stuff that's been there for quite some time. Did grab a couple of things. But basically, this week, there was about 3 or 4 things, I think, in Stash Watch that looked to be good candidates for mystery review. So, here we are. So, probably go through a few of those. You probably know what they are already if you remember Stash Watch, but there we go. So yes, hope you're doing all right. It's yeah, I don't know what. Well, yeah, it's a reasonable day today, isn't it? A reasonable day, reasonable autumnal day. It's grey, stuff like that. Oh, and hello there, Jen. How are you doing as well? Good to see you, Jen. Glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. Yeah, and hope you're doing all right as well. Yes, how is everyone? How's everyone's Christmas shopping going, by the way, for chocolate treats and things like this? Because it is basically, I don't know, they are all available now, aren't they? Really. So I need to perhaps I need to get an advent calendar. Basically, that's my next thing, I think. Because as you don't know as well, I usually sort of publish sort of little videos about me opening my advent calendar, my chocolate advent calendar. So there we go. You're not started. Well, I must admit, I've not really started it. I need to get cracking, really. It's because the problem with the chocolate as well is you don't want it to run out, do you? And especially with an advent calendar, you do want to get that done in good time. Yes, it's one of those, isn't it? It is definitely one of those. But yeah, I've got nothing. I don't know. I don't know what to get this year either. I've got like a few things in mind, but I think. M&S seems to be a place I always ignore at Christmas, and it's I shouldn't ignore it at Christmas because it's one of the best places to go to. Really. So this year I might raid M&S, see what they've got. But I need to get there in good time as well because I think they'll sell out quite quickly. So we'll see. Yes. So what's the weather like for Scotty in Glasgow? Back in Glasgow, Scotty. Did it go all right in Durham this week? Hope you had a good time. Yes. So mostly cloudy with a temperature of 12 degrees Celsius. Yes, the wind is blowing from south-southeast at 6 miles an hour. 85% humidity. Is it quite foggy there? I don't know what 85% humidity looks like. It sounds, I imagine fog might be involved. Not even thought of Christmas shopping. Well, it's getting here very quickly. I mean, I must admit it is early still, but it will be here before you know it. Yeah, but I know what you mean, I'm the same. But for Bristol, yes, currently, yeah, because this is a sunny, that's not bad, 17 degrees, that's pretty good. Is that true, QP? Is it quite nice there? That sounds unbelievable. Yeah, it's not, I don't know, I've not seen the sun for about a month, I think. The wind is blowing from the east-southeast at 10 miles an hour, yes. 77% humidity. M&S have the best Yule logs. Okay, that's what I'll have to look out for, I think, Yule logs. Yeah, I do love a good, decent Yule log, that's for sure. Remember the orange one, as Cadbury did last year, the orange and chocolate one, and that was very nice, actually. I was very impressed with that. So if they do that again this year, definitely recommend it. But I think it was an exclusive to Sainsbury's, I think. You and Luke went to M&S yesterday. What did you find, Scotty? Anything nice? Hopefully something good. It was a bit sunny earlier, yeah. So yeah, well, to be honest with you, it might have been sunny earlier, but I was in bed quite late today. Yeah, it's a bright blue sky today. How's it like with you? Well, it looks very grey and miserable, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's not been too great, but as I say, I've been in bed quite late today. I've just been trying to catch up on sleep this week, and it's been a bit. I'm just a bit out of kilter. Let's put it mildly. So there we go. Some places of 18 degrees down south. It might have been great where we were, actually. I've not been up too long, to be honest. I must admit, it sounds horrible, but there we go. Hi there, Corey. How's it going for you? Yeah, I hope you're doing all right, Corey. Yes, what's the weather like in Sheffield? Maybe I've missed out on a good day today. That could be the gist of it. But it doesn't look that good from where I'm sat. I'm trying to see. Maybe it's all right. I don't know. I can't tell where I am now. Yeah, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's been a great day and I've just missed out on most of it. But I hope you're doing all right, Corey. Yeah, so got a good selection of stuff, really. Now, these ones that Scotty put me onto a while back. Now, they are, let's have a look. Yeah, caramelised biscuit creams. Yes, from Belmont Biscuits, which is basically an Aldi own brand. You can see Aldi own brand. But essentially a Biscoff knockoff, essentially, of Biscoff's biscuits. But they do look pretty good. I've had them in the backlog for some time. Wanted to get them reviewed, and here we are. So vanilla flavoured ones as well. Doing them quick because I do have a nice cup of coffee awaiting a dunkage. So, yeah, so we'll have a... So I do prefer tea, but coffee lasts a bit longer with heat because obviously you have to brew tea. It gets cold in that time. Do go clear skies while I mentioned as well. I can't tell, to be honest with you. I'm trying to see. It might be clear, but it might be just dark. Yeah, so maybe it looks a bit dismal from where I'm sat, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just maybe my seating is not that best. Yeah, well, it's good. But I imagine it can't be that bad. I can't really type the old My Weather stuff because my keyboard's too far away. Let's have a look. What does it say on my Windows machine? Let's see, does it tell me? It keeps telling me nonsense stuff that I'm not interested in generally. It says it's cloudy actually, so I think it is a bit cloudy. I thought maybe I'd got it wrong, but yeah, it looks like that's not the case. Yeah, so I think it is a bit cloudy in Manchester, unfortunately. Sun is about to set here. Yeah, I see, okay. Yeah, all I've done is sleep, so I didn't get much sleep last night. Yeah, I've been the same, Corey, to be honest. All this week I've been, my sleeping pattern's been terrible, really. I've just kind of got out of kilter with it, and basically, I went to bed really early last night, really early, about 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I got up about 3 in the morning, basically. I sort of got up for about 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours maybe. And then essentially went back to bed feeling a bit tired, and it had about another 6 hours, if not longer, maybe a bit longer actually. So yeah, I've been so tired this week. It's been ridiculous, really. So yeah. Hi there, Joe. How's it going for you today? Yes, good to see you, Joe. Hope you're doing all right. Great to see you. Good turnout today. Great to see everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay. And yeah, I'm sure the weather's pretty good where you are, Joe. Getting into summer in Brazil. I mean, it's not even if it's raining. I imagine it'd still be warmer than where we are generally. You went to Aldi today. Anything good there, Scotty? Anything good? Not been to Aldi for some time. Yeah, I think, well, where did it go? Yeah, not been to Aldi for some time. Yeah, my car's not quite fixed yet either, so it's going to be fixed. It was meant to be fixed about 3 times this week, and it wasn't every time. But they've assured me now it's Monday, apparently. So I'll believe it when I see it, is the main gist of it. So here we go, so I've got these cameras. I like what I must say, actually, I like the packaging for this. It's a very, I don't know, it feels quite pleasing. I don't know, there's something about it. It feels like what does it feel like? It doesn't feel like a typical biscuit wrapper. It has a bit more substance to it. You know when you get like wrapping paper that's a bit thicker than normal for wrapping presents? It's a bit like that, but with biscuits, so a biscuit wrapper. It just feels a bit thicker, a bit better quality for some reason. So yeah. Hope you're doing well. Yes, so I'm not too bad, Joe. Not too bad. Just trying to catch up on getting a normal sleeping pattern and not doing a very good job of it. Yeah. Yeah, same here, Rob. Yeah, body clock is now. Yeah, I remember when I was at college, I think. College it was. Yeah, basically, I was going to bed at 7 in the morning and getting up at 7 at night, basically. That was, I think that was when the internet first became quite big. I was just on it all the time, chatting and stuff. You know, I couldn't get off it. You know, yeah. And of course, it was a great time, but not great for my studies. Such a blessed day today. It sounds like it's good weather where you are, Joe. Everything's going well. That's really good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah. Great to hear indeed, yes. Picked up some new coated peanuts and some Walker's Max knockoffs in Aldi. Not too bad then, yeah, so not too bad. I see. Well, I say, hopefully when I get my car back, I can do some, do some decent shopping. That's not today. It wasn't great, Scotty. I know, because it was winter as well, I think. I was never seeing the sunlight, so it just wasn't. But the problem is, in order to get your steam pattern back in order, you have to not go to bed. And it's very difficult. Especially when you're tired, you know. Yeah. Alright, so let's give these a bit of an open and see what they're like. They look pretty good. In fact, let's have a look at the calories first, shall we? I'll just turn the camera off slightly. Let's see, will it focus in? 400 grams. What does that say? 488 calories, 19.7 grams of fat, 11.4 which are saturates. There we go, yeah. Sandwich caramelised biscuits with vanilla flavoured cream filling. There we go. It's got palm oil in there. See up there? Pasteurised egg. Okay, suited for vegetarians. There we go. Alright, yeah. Some other stuff on there. So that's pretty good. It's got the old... That's pretty good. I quite like it. It's clearly a Biscoff knockoff, though, isn't it? Clearly a Biscoff knockoff. I think you need to do an exclamation mark. Yeah, Jow. It's not an at sign, it's exclamation mark. Yeah, that'll be what it is. Yeah, so you want to do, instead of the ats, do an exclamation mark. That should work. Yes, do you have good public transport where you stay? Yeah, it's not bad at all, actually. It's pretty good. I could get there on a bus. It's true. So there's no, you know, yeah, it would be relatively straightforward to get there on a bus. Yeah, but I just, I don't know. I do get, it depends, just, I don't know really. Yeah, I could get there on a bus, it's true. I blame YouTube keeps you up, yes, it's always, yeah. It's one of those, isn't it? It can be easy to fall down a rabbit hole of stuff. Yeah, so no problem, Joe, no problem. Let's have a look. 28 degrees, there we go. That's what the weather's like, isn't it? That's what the weather should be like, isn't it? 28 degrees, 9 miles an hour, 54% humidity. There we go. So we'd consider 21 degrees. Well, I think someone had 17 degrees, I think, today. One of it earlier, and I think that's, yeah, I think it was, yeah, QP. 17 degrees, and well, it is autumn, so that's pretty good weather, actually. But it's good, that's not bad generally for the UK. Remember these Aldi Biscoffs knockoffs being pretty decent, yes. Yeah, they look pretty good. They do look pretty good. Let's give them a bit of an open then. Let's have a see. So I've got a bit of a... I do like the packaging actually. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so they look pretty good. There you go. You can see there. A nice design on them, double-sided. Look pretty. I think they look a pretty good size actually, don't they? Well, they've got that sort of speculoosy smell coming from them as well, which isn't too bad. Yeah, they look pretty. They look pretty solid actually, don't they? They have a good size to them, good shape, good design. Generally look pretty good. And quite uniform as well. You can see that the cream isn't smudged off to one side. I've only had a couple of them. I'm reluctant to open all of them really, but technically could. You see here. Too bad. Let's just see how many there actually are, shall we? I kind of opened them all. I said I wasn't going to open them technically, but I did. Let's see. So, if you could quite see all of them there, but we have to take my word for it slightly. We've opened, there's 3 of them knocking about. To the side. Here. 4, 5, 6. Wait a sec. Let's go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. So, not too bad. And it was quite a... It was quite jam-packed, so I don't think there's any missing. But you can see they all have a nice uniform design to them. I think they look pretty good, these. We've seen in other ones, like other sandwich biscuits, where they're just all over the place, especially those whirls and stuff. Howdy now, they should be. Yeah, they should be, Mina. Yes, they should be. Scotty might say for sure, but I'm sure they are. Yeah. Looking good for Donkey Coffee. They do look great, these ones, don't they? They do look good. Let's give them the old... measure-rooney. I've got the old measuring apparatus here. Yes, let's see. Is it on 0? Yes, it is. Let's have a look. Here's the old diameter. About 4.5 centimetres. Good thickness here as well. Look at this. 1.4 thickness. We can measure. Can I measure the? Just about. Yeah. So each thing's there about 4.8. Not too bad, that isn't it? Yeah. Top one about 5.5. Too bad that. About 11 there. 1.1. So about 3 millimeters, 3.5 should be the thickness of the cream, roughly. Yeah. Very good. Yes, saw them in Aldi earlier. There you go, Mina. Yes, have to get there quick. Have to pop in this week. Yeah, definitely get them. Yes. Do they get soft if left outside the pack? Well, they will do. Obviously, I can't tell for sure. It takes some time, but I would have thought so. Yeah, biscuits tend to go soft. Cakes tend to go hard. Is the rough. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but I think it's the gist of it. They do down. Yeah, they do here as well. Really, Joe. Yes. Going to give it a bit of a. Let's give it a bit of a taste then, shall we? Let's see. Quite. I think we roughly know what it's going to be, but I think I do like the thickness of it. I like the uniformity and I like the thickness of this. See if I can give it a bit of a twist. There we go. You can see. Look at that. Good thickness there. Not bad at all. Okay, let's give it a bit of a taste. Let's see. In fact, I'll leave it on to one side so I can, because I've twisted it off. Let's give it a bit of a go. Quite sugary. Do feel like it's quite a sugary biscuit. Not bad, it's got that sort of... Definitely has that Biscoff taste, actually, that consistency. It does, and the cream helps balance it. Well, not balance it out, but helps. It does give a good accompaniment. Actually, it gives it a bit of a nice. Because obviously Biscoff's Biscoff, and it is nice and everything. But at the end of the day, it's relatively plain, isn't it? It's got like a sort of speculoos taste to it, but it is a bit like a digestive speculoos, isn't it? Really. Whereas with the cream as well, it does add a bit to it, and it's quite nice actually. I would say there's quite a bit of sugar presence. I do definitely feel like getting a bit of a sugary taste to it. Not bad though, really. It's a weird one. I think the cream adds a bit of flavour to it, but it also kind of detracts a bit from the speculoosy taste, But I mean, it's kind of best of everything anyway. I guess it's one of those. They'll dunk more than a rich tea, yes. They definitely look good dunkers, don't they? Let's give it a bit of a go then. Got the old cup of coffee here. Let's give it a bit of a dunk. Let's see. Oh yes, let's have a look. Yeah, they do dunk very well. I mean, most biscuits do, to be honest with you. It's rare to find a biscuit that doesn't have a good dunk. Although they do exist. I've had a couple of instances of that. I can't remember what they were now, but yeah. Speculoos, yeah, that kind of... yeah, basically, yeah. Biscoff is a speculoos biscuit, essentially. So, It's that kind of, what is it, cinnamony taste? You know, that sort of, yeah, essentially. I see it was, yeah, so it's like, it's a Dutch word, essentially. You can see it there, speculoos. Does it say it there? No, it doesn't say. Caramelized biscuits, I think you'd say, but it's like, does it say speculoos on here? I thought it did somewhere. Maybe it doesn't. It's the caramelized biscuits here, but it's that sort of cinnamony type taste, you know. I think if you look at Biscoff, I'm sure it calls itself the original speculoos biscuit or something like that. I'm trying to say I haven't got any. I thought it said it on the actual package, but it doesn't, does it? But yeah, imagine a Biscoff, that Biscoff taste basically, that sort of cinnamony type taste. That's the gist of it. Sometimes they call it like I think there was a Twix limited edition in the UK and it was called Winter Biscuit, I think, or Winter Spice Biscuit or something like that. But on mainland Europe, it was called speculoos basically. So if you ever see speculoos, that's the taste of Biscoff. Is the gist of it. Yeah. So quite nice. Yeah, quite. I can't remember. I'm sure it's like cinnamony type taste. I mean, what's on the ingredients for these? Let's have a see. Just caramelized sugar, cinnamon. There you go. Cinnamon's the gist of it, anyway. Yeah. We just say caramelized biscuit, but I think it's the cinnamon that makes it speculoos, really. But, you know, yeah, interesting. So this one's not too bad, actually. Not too bad. I feel like as I say, what it gives with one hand, it takes away with another regarding the cream, because basically it does kind of detract a bit from the speculoosy type taste, that sort of biscoffy taste. But it's not too bad generally. Let's have a see. Where's the here we go. Let's put the background in because I'm a yellow t-shirt. Yeah, I think what to say. I think it's a not too bad biscuit. Actually. It's quite thick. I quite like the uniformity of it. I think it's got a reasonably nice taste. It's quite a standard biscuit, I think you'd say. I don't think it's going to blow your socks off as such. It feels a bit sugary, I must admit, but I think generally it's pretty good. I think, you know, a chocolate digestive is about a 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5. I'd say it's probably on a par with that as far as, you know, being satisfied with your biscuit experience is concerned. So I think for me it's probably, yeah, about 3.5 out of 5. It's not too bad, that. Not too bad. It's made a bit of a mess on my plate here. I have to just get these crumbs away. But I do have another one as well. Another cream filling one, which you might have seen a sneak peek at, which you might have picked up by accident or, you know, revealed by accident. So you might have noticed it a second ago, but we'll see. How eagle-eyed you were. Just trying to get rid of all these crumbs. I do have a cloth to hand, but that would wet the plate, so I'm trying to do it by hand if I can. There we go, okay. There we go. Hello there, Poppy. Hello there. It's also called speculatius. I see. That sounds Greek, yes. Speculatius. Good to see you, Poppy. It's been a while. Yeah, great to see you about as well. Good turnout today. Must be, I don't know if it's a seasonal thing, but yeah, good to see you as well, Poppy. Hope you're doing all right. What's the chocolate situation like where you are? Any new acquisitions? Yeah. You know what you mean? I had some caramelized biscuits not long ago. Yes. Yeah, they are pretty good, has to say. Pretty good. They can have an almost grainy, sugary taste. Maybe it's a standard thing. I didn't remember Biscoff having it, but maybe they do. But this one's definitely seemed to have a bit of a sugary consistency, which may or may not be a good thing. I don't know. It wasn't enough to detract too much, I don't think, in this case, but it did seem to have it. Yes. Ah dear. Yes, and hell yes. Yes. Well, I'm not sure. Well, that's in reaction to QP, but maybe I've missed something. Maybe it's me and the surprise thing we bought before, but yeah. Anyway, here's the second one. Anyway, yes, the same thing, but this time look at this. What have we got the cream this time? Well, here we go. This is where it says speculoos. There we go. So the actual cream is speculoos this time. I knew I'd seen it somewhere today, and there we are. So basically, this is essentially got Biscoff cream in the middle. Is the gist of it? Speculoos. There we go. Yeah, so there we are. Sandwich caramelized biscuit with a caramelized biscuit cream filling. So there you go. You see, it's called it caramelized biscuit there. It's a bit wrong that because it's not just caramel. It's the cinnamon side of it that makes it speculoos really. And maybe some other stuff as well, but definitely cinnamon. So palm oil in there. Per 100 grams, 491 calories, 20.7 grams of fat, 10.6 of which are saturates. Per biscuit, 12 grams, 61 calories, 2.6 grams of fat, 1.3 of which are saturates. So there we go. How does that compare to the other ones? I'll see if I can hold them up rather than falling everywhere. It's difficult, so apologise if they do fall everywhere. 61, 2.5, 1.4. 61, 2.5, 1.4. 61, 2.6, 1.3. So it's got slightly more fat but less saturated ones in this one. There we go. All right, per biscuit. Okay, there we are. We'll have to pick a pack of both up. There we go. Yes, yes. Take it you're a big Biscoff fan then, Mina. Is that the case? Yes, I think I remember you talking about Biscoff ice cream. I seem to remember in one of the chats. Yeah, so, yeah. Well, if you've had a Biscoff, definitely worth trying. I mean, obviously, in Aldi, I mean, you could say, well, why not? Because Biscoff do their own versions of these, by the way. I have reviewed them in the past. I think some of them anyway. So Biscoff do their own. These are literally a knockoff of an existing Biscoff product. So you can get Biscoff versions of these. But sometimes they're sort of spread around between supermarkets. Like, I think there's a chocolate cream one as well, but I think you can only get it in, let's just say, Tesco or something like that. There's one of them that you can't get in one of the other supermarkets. But yeah, so pretty much the same, these ones, I think. So I'll give it a bit of a, let's say, yeah. So this one's an all-out Biscoff, basically. So let's give them a bit of an open then, shall we? Can. As I say, they have got a pull tab, actually, down here, but I'm not doing that. I don't know why I should do, shouldn't I? It just feels like it should be easier to open from the edge, but having said that, this time it's not happening. There we go. As I say, I do like the packaging. It does feel a bit like a sort of more upmarket feel to it. So there we go. So yes, here we go. Look at that. So a similar affair, but you can see this time, I mean, look at that. It's literally just Biscoff in the middle, isn't it? It's just the biscuit liquefied in the middle. If you like Biscoff spread, I think this one definitely be up for you. It doesn't look quite as centred as the other ones, but still looks pretty good, doesn't it? And very thick. Let's have a see if we can open. Can we open it down the length? Yes, we can. I think it was 11 last time, wasn't it? Was it 13? 13, wasn't it, I think. Can I open it nice and neatly? It's not the smell you'd probably expecting. I can't. It doesn't smell. It hasn't got a big waft of Biscoff smell coming up, really. I must say. So I would expect that, but I'm not getting that. So, but it is definitely. It's kind of there when you get up close, but not too much. Let's just have a see for counting these. So we've got 2 outside of it. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 in this one. I'm sure there was only 13 in the last one. They should be the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, there might have been 14 in the other one, actually. Because I ate 2 of them and I counted 12. So maybe I miscounted. Or maybe I misremembered. One or the other. Alright, so there we go. Okay. Yes, alright. So let's see. We'll give it a bit of a measure. It's going to be exactly the same as the other one, though, isn't it? To be honest with you. But we'll do it. Just in case you're viewing this one in isolation. Roughly 4.5 diameter in height. 1.3. Not quite as tall as this one, I think. And the actual biscuit itself. 4.6 one side. 4.9 on the other. So yeah. So roughly equals, yeah. So you've probably got about 3 millimeters of cream, roughly, something like that. There we go. One question, how do these products stand against the big brands across Europe? Well, Aldi, I think, well, basically, they're only sold in Aldi, basically, which is, I think it's a German supermarket, but they are around Europe as well. So in Aldi, it's a discount supermarket, basically. So they sell, it's kind of, their thing is they're selling their own brand stuffs. And they do sell other brands as well, but generally, they won't necessarily sell the equivalent of some things. So, you know, when you go in there, the thing, you know, if you wanted Biscoff, for instance, you just get their equivalents, basically, Joust. That's kind of the gist of it, and they're a lot cheaper as well. So, you know, so while they might have the equivalents as well, in some instances, their own brand ones are just a lot cheaper, and they're basically the same, really. You know, there might be some slight differences sometimes, but generally they're very similar. Yeah. I love how a lot of stuff is similar to things from M&S. Well, this is it, and Scotty was saying before as well, like Mackey's, crisps and things, they make, I think it's Aldi's crisps as well. So essentially, you can just be getting the same thing. But yeah, but there you go. They're very. They just seem to, I don't know, and they've got a bit of a, what's the word? They've got a bit of a following behind it as well. I forgot the word now. It's a bit. I wouldn't say chic is the word. I can't think what the word is though. But they've got like a sort of, you know, something about them that people like to go to that store about as well. So they managed to achieve that. How they improved over the years? Yes. What's in there? I don't know what that is. In Spurgaman? I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that means. It might be a typo, that Scotty. I'm not sure. Something I'm not aware of. But yeah, but they've improved over the years. Yes. All right, let's give this one a bit of a taste. So we'll do it without the dunkage first. Let's see. As I say, you can see that's basically the liquefied biscuit in the middle there. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's give it a go. Wow. It's a funny one, this one. It's basically the biscuit with liquefied biscuit in the middle. And it means it's quite hard to discern from the rest of it. It's just a texture change, really. So it's an interesting one. I mean, you can even see there. It almost blends in, doesn't it, really? You can barely see the difference. It was kind of my problem with the Biscoff spread, really. It was just a bit too similar to just Biscoff, if you know what I mean, which I guess is what you'd want, but it just was a bit odd. I would say that the taste in this one, the flavour, doesn't seem to be quite as strong as regular Biscoff. I feel like there's a slight... It's not quite as strong as a normal Biscoff. I do feel like... I haven't got them side by side to test, but I feel like that's the case. Yeah. Aldi and Lidl have a lot less choices. They do seem to be a bit limited. Yeah, they're a bit... There's a bit less... There's a lot less in there, but definitely good at what it does, basically. And people were saying that you can get random stuff in Aldi as well, and perhaps Lidl. Yeah. I sent a hit button too. No worries, Scotty. No worries. No worries. No worries at all. Well, this one, very odd one. This one. It's, as I say, it's just like just having the biscuit taste, but with a different texture, really. So let's give it a bit of a dunk then. Let's see how this one compares. I love the solidity of these biscuits and the uniformity of them. I think that's really good. Again, a good dunk, basically. I do feel though that these ones, well, they've got a cream in the middle and they look very interesting and things. I feel like the cream being basically exactly the same taste as the biscuit definitely doesn't really add anything to it. It's a very strange one, really. I don't feel like I'm getting anything from the cream in this biscuit at all. I feel like it's a bit of a waste of time. Now, those of you who've had the Biscoff ice creams with the Biscoff sort of cream around the edge of the ice cream, you know, that's amazing. It works really well. Definitely has a bit more of a stronger taste of it. And these ones definitely feel a bit weaker than regular Biscoff. At least, you know, I've not got them side by side, but it doesn't seem to, I'm not getting a massive explosion of the Biscoff taste that you would expect, really. Nonetheless, they do have a Biscoff taste, that sort of speculoosy taste, but it's definitely weaker. You know, I think it's more apparent in this one because it doesn't have the cream. Maybe before I thought the cream was counterbalancing the Biscoff flavour, but in this one I can definitely tell that there's not a massively strong Biscoff flavour there. And I say the cream does add a bit of a texture change and a bit of interest, but basically it's kind of just the same taste. So it's not quite as it's okay, this one. It's not but I think it's a bit, you know, click the wrong button there. It's a bit I don't know, a bit underwhelming, I think you'd say. A bit underwhelming. Yeah. Less choice means cheaper pricing for the single option they have. Well, this is true. I think they definitely don't have a lot of rubbish around, do they? You know, so it's less choice, but concentrated on the things that perhaps people hopefully would technically want, you know. In Germany and Netherlands, there are two types of Aldi. Aldi Sud and Aldi Nord, South and North, presumably. Aldi Nord stores are very basic, even more basic, I say, because I would describe Aldi as quite basic as it is, really, yeah. Now there, Rick, how are you doing today, Rick? Yeah, it must be quite late where you are, half one in the morning. Good to see you, Rick. Hope you're doing all right. Great to see you. I say big turnout today. I think all the regulars are here, really, other than Andrew, typically. Aldi are quite good in getting on food trends. Yeah, I see. Is that the gist of it? They seem to be reasonably good. The thing that I have with Aldi is I just don't like the layout. I don't like when I go into Aldi, I don't, and Lidl as well. I don't like the layout of the store at all. I don't enjoy shopping in there at all. I feel like it's so random and I don't know. Favourite supermarket? I see. Oh goodness me. Well, I don't know really. I mean, I'm not to get. I mean, they're all much of a muchness, aren't they? I think like ones like M&S have something a bit special about them. You know, they're a bit more interesting to go to, but that could be because you don't go very often. But I think generally they're all quite similar, really. I'm not sure if I've got a favourite. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think generally the big four tend to be the supermarkets I kind of reasonably don't mind going to. You know, Asda, Tesco, with Sainsbury's and Morrison's perhaps, but mainly go to Asda and Tesco, I think, really. I quite like Asda though, to be honest with you. I feel like I think they're pretty good at what they do, and they seem to have a good selection of things. They seem to be good prices. You know, they've definitely upped the game a bit recently with in regards to the chocolate sections and things. But again, things like Tesco seem to have a bit more, sometimes just a bit slightly better layout and stuff like that. Sainsbury's seems to be, I don't know, yeah. Sainsbury's is the one store that sometimes I don't often go to because it's just a bit awkward to get to. Yeah. November Rain, you should write a song about that, Rick. They should write a song about that. Yeah. November Rain is here. Oh, I think it's been reasonable today. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I find Aldi and Lidl have a lot more snacky foods. Well, there could be that as well, QP. It could be a good point, that really. Maybe they're a bit less, you know. I mean, it's one of those where it's a bit cheaper stuff, isn't it? So the stuff they make are kind of going to be a bit more that way inclined, I think you'd say, basically, you know, because it's harder to make very expensive things and, you know, for cheap, I guess, you know. Yeah, so one of those. Yeah, 1:30. Yeah, you're doing well, Rick, to stay up. Mind you, I mean, I've been a bit terrible with staying up lately, you know. Do you guys have a holiday there on Friday? Remembrance Day? No, it's not a bank holiday. Basically, no, we don't have a bank holiday for Remembrance Day. You'd think we would do, really, wouldn't you? But yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't. Exactly 12 hours ahead of Jiao there, Rick. I see. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Excuse me. We don't have a holiday as such, but a moment of silence normally. Yes, this is it. I heard Aldi have overtook Morrison's into the Big Four. Have they really? I didn't realise that. Goodness me. Yeah, they got like which a sort of consumer review magazine website has continuously given Aldi good marks. But I don't know if all Aldi's are the same really. I'm sure the one near me isn't. I can't believe it's as good as other ones. It's okay. They did upgrade it recently. It was pretty. I think it's maybe better than it was. No holiday on Friday in the UK. No, it's a bit of a shame. A bit of a shame. I'm just going to rate these ones before I. Yeah. So the biscuits themselves, as I say, before I forget what I said about them. I think it's just very similar to. Yeah. You know, we're just talking about the Biscoff knockoffs from Aldi, caramelised biscuit with sort of like basically a Biscoff spread in the middle. They're okay, these ones. I think for me though, they're a bit underwhelming. I feel like they're probably, based on the fact that chocolate digestive is a 3.5. These ones are a bit less than that, I think. And the biscuit just melds into one. There's not a strong Biscoff taste or speculoos taste, which is made more apparent by the fact it's filled with the same thing either side. So I think for me, with that apparentness, it's a 2.5 out of 5. Those ones definitely not really as good, really. Just a bit lacking, basically. Yeah, bit of a shame those ones, but there we go. Let's obviously get rid of that a sec. Yes. Yeah, I do like Asda. Can't go wrong. Love their pizzas. Yeah, see. Yeah, the Asda pizzas actually, yes, are very good. They're sort of own brand ones. They're pretty good actually, and pretty cheap. Yeah, I remember I bought a load. I had some friends over once, and I just thought, you know, I won't spend loads on pizzas or whatever. Just get some basic ones. And I bought loads over the Asda cheese and tomato ones, and they were very nice actually. Just their really basic ones. They were very good. Yeah, I know, Rick. I know. That was my joke. Yes. Oh yes, honestly, but yeah, I think it's been raining quite a lot recently in the UK, but it's stopped today it seems. Not many Morrison shops. Got 2 Aldi and Lidl near me. Yeah, I got Morrison's near me, but they're they used to be Safeway, didn't they? They took over. They were as well as Safeway, but they took over their stores. Oh, you get the day off, do you? That's not too bad. Yeah, I think we've kind of hit our bank holiday quota basically, unfortunately. Tesco and Aldi near too. Yeah. Same here really with that. I think Sainsbury's is not too far away, but it's a bit further away. No Morrison's near at all, I see. Yeah, there is a Morrison's the Morrison's near me though isn't that good. My brother's got a Morrison's near him and it's very good actually, they have Morrison's. Yeah. Yes, I literally have every supermarket named in 1 mile. That's not too bad. I've got a couple near me quite close, but not every one of them. That's pretty good, Corey. That's pretty good. Yeah. I see. No, Poppy's never been to a Morrison's either. Morrison's are a bit of a funny one, I think you'd say. They're interesting to go to though. The one I go to does have some things, and their bread's quite nice actually. I quite like their sort of own brand. You know, not baked in store bread, but it's not too bad actually. Yeah, I do quite. There's one of there. I think it's a sunflower seed loaf or something. It's actually quite nice. Yeah, I quite like it. And they've got a couple of things. They have quite a good little like American section there and things like that. They can be quite good, and they did do some exclusives there last year. Yeah, they look quite dry. Yes, those biscuits. Yeah, they were a bit. They weren't too bad, Kewpie, but they just were a bit. They didn't have anything. They just tasted. The taste was all uniform all the way through. The cream didn't really add anything to it, so a bit disappointing that really. Thanksgiving is in October here because of the colder weather. Where is it in the UK? Well, we don't have it at all, Thanksgiving, basically, but it's in November. But I guess presumably it's a different thing than the US one, presumably, Rick. Mind you, I don't know. But anyway, we don't have the same kind of thing in the UK. I don't know if there's an equivalent to it. Yeah. Yes. Wear a poppy. I guess was Poppy wearing a poppy? I don't know. Yeah. I live next to an Aldi. Yes. Next nearest is Big Sainsbury's and a Morrison's behind it. There's also a Big Asda, Big Tesco Extra. It's not in my town. Okay, right. Yeah, same. Yeah, I got Asda, Tesco. Got the B&M's and the Poundlands and I think an Aldi, a Lidl. We don't have really Sainsbury's, not too close. There is one not too far away, but it's not as close as the others. Yeah. Yes, usually can't go wrong with cheap pizzas. Oh, yeah, that's a point. Netto, what happened to them? Remember when Netto came back for like a week? Yes. Instead, they took over. I think there might be one still around, I'm sure. But a friend in Lim said there was one near there, and people complained about it because he thought it was below them or something. A place in Manchester, somewhere Lim, I think. Or somewhere north, anyway. Yeah, Netto, though. Do you remember that? They were the first one, weren't they? Basically, the first Lidl Aldi-type shop. In Scotland, it was Safeway. Yeah, Safeway. They went, didn't they? They were basically Morrison's took them over. Yeah, 2 Aldis and 2 Home Bargains. That's not too bad. Yes, we got 1 Home Bargains as well. Yeah, interesting. Wow, no Thanksgiving Day in the UK. No Thanksgiving Day in the UK. Makes sense. It's mainly when the Pilgrims, land on the east coast of North America. Yeah, there we go. At the North Autumn Feast with the native people, native Indians. Yes. Interesting one, that one, really. I think, it's just obviously there's no equivalent in the UK because we just didn't have that concept, really. Just didn't, the same thing didn't happen here, of course, because we were the ones moving out, I guess. Yeah. No idea what was happening with Netto. Yeah, it just disappeared, didn't know if it got took over. Yeah. So no beheadings on that day. Well, that's good. At least that's something then, Rick. That's good. Oh, dear, honestly. Yes, so we've got these ones at midweek. I don't know if you remember seeing them. These sort of knockoff Buenos, basically. Nutini Chocolinos. I got these from Farm Foods, I think it was. Creamy hazelnuts. Yes, 3 twin bars, individually wrapped. Nice squirrel on there. 3 times 45 grams. So clearly Kinder Bueno knockoff. We'll see if these are any good. Kinder Bueno is a very good chocolate bar, isn't it, really? Does have a problem with what's the word? Flourishes on it, really, which is a shame. We can see there, per twin bar, 45 grams, 245 calories, 30.6 grams of fat, 4.5 of which are saturates, and it's just around there. Does it say per 100 grams? 544 calories, so well up on the top end of the 500 to 550 chocolate bars tend to have. 30.2 grams of fat, 10 of which are saturates. Okay. Chocolate flavoured coated twin wafer bars with creamy hazelnut filling. Vegetarian, it says as well. There you go. No artificial colours, preservatives or sweeteners. Yeah. There we go. Got loads of Facebook groups. Miran, it says. Europe for Miran. Okay. Spanish company, it looks like. Okay, Barcelona, Spain. It does have a bit of a Spanish look to it now. Now I think about it, but there we go. Yeah. All right. Yeah, interesting. I've only ever been to a Netto in Dover in the UK. I did come across one in Denmark, and I think they were where they originated. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, there used to be a few in Manchester, but they've disappeared now. I think they've just been taken over by a different company, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe one might have become Farm Foods, I think. I'm not sure what the other one came. I tried a salted caramel version of this. We might have that one in a minute, Scotty. We might have one of those in a minute, yes. Never seen those, yeah. They're just the ones, aren't they, Corey? Yeah, they look, whether they're just the same, I don't know. It's funny how there's some chocolate products just get knockoffs, isn't it? You know, it's a bit strange. Do love a good copy of something, yeah. Let's see if they're any good. Let's see. You know, it's just weird, isn't it, how some of these supermarkets do have knockoff products. Okay, I mean, look at that. It looks almost it looks almost identical, doesn't it? I mean, it really does. You know, it really does look very identical, doesn't it? Oh dear. There's those those bonbons that are very similar to Kinder Choc. Yes, I've seen them as well. Actually, yeah, I mean, I've seen them as well. Yeah, because they do Choco Bonds as well, don't they? Kinder. Interesting, isn't it? How they just get ripped off. I don't know if it's just these European supermarkets seem to do it. And I remember Summerfield. Yeah, I remember Summerfield as well. Were they? What were they? Were they? Did they get taken over by Safeway? Summerfield and Safeway look very similar, if memory serves. Is it cheaper then? Yeah, it's basically a cheaper knockoff, really, Joe. But I'm not sure on the actual price. You know, you'd think it'd be cheaper though. Yeah. But eating a lot of Lindor milk chocolates this week. Ah, see, they're a nice discount in the store. 6 of them for £1.50 or one something 50. I bought pretty much a whole box on the shelf. You don't do things for half, do you, Rick? I remember you going through loads of stuff. Yeah. There you go. They are really good. Yeah, see. Yeah, I do like those, actually. Yeah. Well, the Kinder ones I liked. I've not tried the knockoff ones. Yeah. Even the wrapper looks like the original. I know, it really does, doesn't it? Surely they can't get away with it. But I've heard though, with like knockoff toys and things, it's very hard to prove something, apparently, is a knockoff, really. I mean, although surely it can't be that difficult with something like this. I mean, surely it can't. I mean, I don't know. But that's what I've heard about toys anyway. You get all these knockoff toys from, or knockoff electronic stuff from China and things. But sure, I mean, look at this. I mean, look at it. But then, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are and the laws are. Summerfield took over Safeway, is that? Yeah, I thought that was the case. Was it the other way? Or was that actually Gateway? Was that actually a shop? Yes. Summerfield's became Co-ops or Sainsbury's. Okay. Yeah, I meant the bomb was. Yeah, sorry, Minnie. Yes, yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yes. Yeah, so I've just had the non, the Kinder equivalents, and they were nice. Yeah, once around became. Yeah, that seems familiar. Shopping Giants. Do you remember Shopping Giants? I don't know if I remember that. That was a long time ago. Maybe I'm showing my age there, but there was something called Shopping Giant, which became Co-ops. I've always wondered, what do you do with the foods you don't like? I probably pawn them off to someone I don't like. I do often give them to other people and things like that if I can. Obviously in lockdown it was difficult, but yeah, basically I just hand them out. Is the gist of it. Yeah, you know. It's a pretty blatant knockoff. It is pretty blatant, really. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it, Jen. You just have to hand them out to people. Say, well, I am honest and say, look, I'm not too keen on them, but no one complains that you don't look a gift horse in the mouth and stuff like that, do you? Really? Okay, so they don't have the inner sort of wrapper that Kinder Buenos do. They have that sort of middle wrapper in, and they don't look quite as good, do they? They've not got the sort of like the trickle of chocolate over the top. They're a lot more plain in hand. So they're definitely different. Even though they look the same on the outside, on the inside you'd definitely say it's different, wouldn't you? Yeah. All right. Interesting. So based on the same thing, of course, but don't look quite the same. Let's give a bit of a measure then. I don't know what's the best way. Just check it was 0 there. Give it the width measurement. About 4.6 in width. In length, roughly, about 11.2. And the heights between the segments we'll do first. About 1.1 almost. And on the actual segment itself, about 1.7. Okay. Alright, there we go. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. All days, not even heard of those all days. Remember these like old shops called, what are they called? Lipton's and Low Cost, I think. They became Spars basically. Yeah, Lipton's and Low Cost. They used to be one, The Co-op has something to do with Morrison's now, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right. Well, I think Safeway you're thinking of. Yes, Co-op. Well, maybe actually there was something going on, wasn't there? I don't know what it was. One near me has a Subway. Oh, right, that's not bad. Yeah. Well, I think Co-op, Morrison's took over Safeway in these other ones. But there was some rumour, I think, about Morrison's and possibly Co-op. So, yeah. I'm not sure. My current friend is travelling to Singapore, so I thought to pick up Quarter Street to sort it and bounty for me at the duty free. Yes, good thinking there, Rick. Good thinking. I'd love to go over to South Korea. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad, would it? It would be quite interesting to see. Definitely very culturally very different. I suppose it's more sufficient with less wrapper. Well, this is true. It does save a lot of money, I would imagine. And Quick Save as well. Yeah, they became Iceland where I was. Well, the Quick Save near me became Iceland. I'm not saying Iceland took them over. Yeah, come on over and I'll show you around. Yeah, we should go. A big. Big holiday to South Korea. It would be pretty good. And then see Japan at the same time, like you said, Rick, as well. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at them. Give this a bit of a snap. So snaps quite well. You can see there a bit of wafer action. Looks pretty good. Looks a bit lighter than it looked on the wrapper, I think. On the wrapper, it looked quite dark. Yeah, we'll might cut it down the middle and see. Let's give a bit of a cut, a bit of a chop. Yeah. Okay, there you go. So it does look quite bad. Look at that. It looks pretty good, that, doesn't it? Looks a bit darker than the Kinder Bueno, I think. I'm sure Kinder Bueno's not quite that dark. Maybe they are. Probably are, actually, aren't they? Looks pretty good, that, though. A lot of crunch in there. Looks pretty good. Quite accurate, I think you'd say, to the front. Looks quite nice, that. Yeah, quite excited for this one. I'm sure they can't go too far wrong. Basically, it's Nutella spread, isn't it, inside, pretty much, these things. So, yeah. Right, let's... They snap pretty well as well, actually. Yeah, snap just this half. It doesn't crush or anything like that. It just snaps pretty well. So, for instance, snap it quite well without, sort of squidging one of them. So let's give it a bit of a taste. Let's do it. Not bad, Has a bit of a funny taste to it. Has it's basically, what did it say? It's a hazelnut. I'm sure it says creamy hazelnut. It doesn't really taste massively of hazelnut, actually. It definitely seems to be less hazelnutty than Bueno's, that's for sure. It does have a strange... I think the chocolate's got a very odd taste to it. The chocolate's got a bit of a funny taste to it, I must say. I think it has anyway. It's something that's... yeah, I'm not sure. Something a bit odd about this one, I think. I'll have to perhaps have a cleanse my palate with a bit of a drink and just to see. Okay. Give it another taste in a second. As done Sainsbury's nearly merged, but it was ruled out as they would have a monopoly. Was that the one I was thinking of, was it? Yeah, it could be what I'm thinking of, Scotty. Yeah. Fulton Foods. I think Andrew or someone's mentioned those in the past, I think. I've not seen them before. But I think so. Do you think one can distinguish the taste of it if blindfolded? I reckon so, Joe. Yes, I mean, obviously it's easier to say when you're not blindfolded, but I reckon you could, yeah. There is a slight difference to these things. They generally... So, I mean, some people have thought, like myself, for instance, that they just repackage things and, they have the conveyor belt just diverges and they package one in a cheaper brand than one in the other. But there's definitely a difference to generally these ones. Yeah, it's usually quite minor, but, there is a difference. I've never seen Fulton Foods in north of England. I'm sure they are still around, yeah. So these ones, I don't know. I'll try another one again. Let's just have a see. I've got this dissection one. Let's just try this. I'm not sure. I felt there was a bit of a funny taste to them, but I'm not so sure now. I don't know. But they're pretty good, actually. It's a good crunch from the wafer. And the filling is quite nice, but not very hazelnutty. I think I'd definitely be expecting more of a hazelnut taste, and I'm really not getting one. I'm just getting a bit of a chocolate cream, really. I feel like the wafer's pretty nice, though. It's quite a nice crunch to it. But it definitely doesn't feel as good as a Kinder Bueno, that's for sure. It's just not as good. It's very similar, as you can imagine. But it's just not as good. It doesn't have a sort of the filling is a bit less... I mean, I'm not a massive fan of hazelnut taste generally, but I quite like the Kinder Bueno taste. It's really sort of nice and it's subtle enough, or not. It just works really well for me. As a hazelnut taste, I don't mind that. You know what I mean? It's really quite nice. But this one, it seems to be lacking in any hazelnut taste really. It does say hazelnut cream for sure, doesn't it? I mean, this is creamy hazelnut, so it's definitely you'd expect it to be a bit of essentially just a Kinder Bueno. But it's definitely not as strong as that. Let's see what the description says on the back. If it focuses in. Is it going to focus? Will it focus? Please focus in. I don't know why it doesn't focus in sometimes. It's really frustrating, but there we go. It doesn't seem to want to do it. The problem is it's quite... there we go. With hazelnut flavour filling, there we go. Chocolate flavoured coated wafer bars with hazelnut flavour filling. Yeah, so it definitely is meant to be hazelnut. But I'm really not getting that at all. So I think these ones are quite disappointing, really. Not too bad, they're still nice, but they're just disappointing. And of course, the rating I gave those biscuits before was like a biscuit rating as such, based on it, being relative to biscuits. This one's a bit more of a chocolate bar rating. I don't know, this one. It's a bit of a difficult one. I think for me, this one, essentially just a bit, just disappointing. Just not quite as, a bit bland, I think, but overly bland. It's not bad though, but it doesn't have that, it lacks the air of quality that Bueno has. It seems to just not quite be as nice. There might be a slight funny taste to the chocolate as well. It's okay. It's all right. I think it's probably 3.5. I mean, it's, as I say, the biscuit rating from before is kind of on a different scale. It's more towards biscuit ratings, though. It's a bit difficult, to say that really, but hard to keep things on the level playing field sometimes. But I think for me, this one, I think I'd say probably a 3 out of 5. I think it's not too bad, but I think like there's just something about it that's not quite. It's not quite got enough about it really. It's just missing in some key areas. But I didn't mind it though. It could be a 3.5 maybe, but I think a 3.5 is probably a bit too much for it really. Just based on the fact of what it is and stuff like that. Waitrose is more prevalent down in the south. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a Waitrose. I think it's a one supermarket. I don't think I've ever been in one. Maybe once, maybe. Yeah. I'm sure there's a Fulton Foods, not sure. I'm sure someone mentioned one not too long ago. I think it was Andrew. Yeah. Quite often products are made to a price point, so there can be a difference. Well, this is it. Yeah, it's clearly, it's not bad, but it's not as good, basically. Fulton Foods very similar to Heron Foods. I've still not even been to a Heron either. Yeah, definitely similar. Yes. Is it like how Twin Peaks is to Toblerone? Yeah, basically, I mean that's a good summary. That's a good analogy there. Yes, basically, it's how Twin Peaks are to Toblerone. Yeah, I found that Twin Peaks weren't as good as Toblerone. Basically, just weren't as nice. They would tick the same boxes to an extent, but they just weren't as good. And it's a bit like that, meaning basically, yeah. Interesting. I wonder whether the difference in the taste outweighs the price differences. Well, that's a good point, Joe, and it's very difficult, really. Sorry about that. Just I got some bowls off to the side that I used to keep things tidy, and they collided, basically. I think it's a difficult one, that, Joe. That's why I try not to sort of mention price too much, because, like Rick was saying a while back, I should mention the price a bit more and things, but I don't know. It's a hard one because the price is relatively subjective, isn't it? And of course it's let's just say it was double the price, but when it's a relatively low price anyway, so that doesn't, maybe it's not enough. It's only if something's double the price and it's quite expensive to start with that it makes a difference. So it's a really difficult one to know really, but generally as well, if you're buying something nice, you technically want it to taste nice. That's the way I kind of think of it as well. So even if you are paying less, if it tastes not as good, is it worth the calories really? Because I think there's a calorie price as well, to be honest with you, with chocolate products, and that's my main thing. Is it worth the calories? Really, so you're eating something, it's not too bad, but if you could be eating something nicer, I feel like it's the calorie price that's the important part, in my view anyway. Is it worth the calories? And that's kind of where the ratings come in, I think. So yeah. Sometimes it's better to be more expensive branded products if the cheap knockoff is inferior. Well, this is it. It can depend, of course. Like a Hotel Chocolat Easter egg is like £30. If you've got one that's half as good but half the price and still £15, let's say half as good, not as good, maybe half as good, not as, because they're not worth £30 by any means. They're really not that good. But if one's not as good but it's £15, but it's still really good, then maybe that is worth it then. So, but the £30 is an extravagance. But sometimes happens in the reverse with the cheaper products. Sometimes you get nice cheaper ones, yeah. The Mercer off Easter eggs last year were very good. I remember that salted caramel one they had was top tier. It was really good. It was only like £5 or something, and it was a really good Easter egg. Yes, there are also Booths, which is a market version of the northwest of England. I don't think I've seen them before. Yeah. Streaming thing might have just gone a bit dodgy. Hopefully it'll catch up in a second. Fingers crossed. Not sure. Let's see. Hopefully it's gone back to normal. I'm informed it's gone a bit dodgy, so we'll see. Hopefully it's gone back all right. It's just fluctuating a bit at the moment, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're stuttering. Yes. Streaming, so yeah, a bit stuttery, is it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't. It's my possibly my router playing up again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what it could be. Really. I'm trying to check that nothing's causing problems on my side. It seems to be okay though. I'll just give a quick check. Yeah, let's have a look. I might have to restart the router. I'm not sure. Yes. Everyone in the UK just switched the kettle on. It could be what it is. Yeah, it could be what it is. Yeah. No, it's just the problem with my router. Unfortunately, it's just so unreliable. It's really annoying. It just sometimes it's fine for some time, but yeah, I don't know what it is. It's nothing. It doesn't seem to be anything that I can see. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Sometimes some other software kicks in, starts doing some upload, but it's just going a bit bad at the moment. I'll tell you, it won't be a second. I'm just going to see if I can sort it, so it won't be a second. Okay, it might be back. I'm not sure. It might still be problematic. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure. Hello, sorry for that, guys. Yeah, I don't know what's happened really. It seems to maybe playing up still. I'm not sure. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's still a problem or not. It might still be a problem. Let me know if it is. Yeah, it seems to happen basically when the hour comes. It happened last time as well. As soon as 5 o'clock hit, everything went crazy. I don't know what it was, but that sort of happened last time as well. So I'm not sure. Yeah, what it was really. So it seems very strange. So I don't know. Yeah, my thing's still a bit problematic as well. Hmm. Yeah, so it tells me I'm sort of basically my my sort of YouTube interface has kind of gone a bit funny. Um, so I don't know what's going on really with it. I don't know if you can still see this or not. I don't know. A bit of a pain, to say the least. So I don't know what's happened here. I don't know whether it stopped the stream or not, or whether it's I don't know what's happened. I don't know if you can see this or not. I really don't know what's happened. Just yeah. So I'm not sure. I can't see the so you might be able to see me. Well, we'll see. I don't know if it's back or not. It might be. It might not be back. I don't know. Yes. Ah. Yeah, I can't seem to fix it. So apologies for this one. We did a couple of them. What a shame. It's a real pain this, unfortunately. I don't know how to fix it. I think it's just a case of because I'm on a 5G connection. Yeah. So I'm not sure. One of those.